Hello, I'm Adam Teitelbaum, and welcome to this week's discussion about Parshat Chayei. As we are building this practice, I encourage you to look into the comment section and read out loud for yourself the blessing to sanctify and elevate this moment of studying Torah. I also encourage you, if you're interested, you can see the mustache is still here. It is still November. So if you want to learn about my journey to raise awareness about men's health, particularly mental health, please check out the link for my Movember page. And also, tonight is a very special teaching opportunity because it is in honor of Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks. Today is his yahrzeit, the anniversary of his passing, and there is a worldwide, a global effort to honor him and his legacy by studying Torah. So tonight is dedicated to him, a man who I had the great fortune of meeting and being very much inspired and impressed by over his lifetime of achievement. And one other link in the comments is a speech that he gave in 2011 to the Chabad Shluchim conference. It is a speech that impacted me back in 2011, and it has inspired a lot of my career trajectory and speaks to the power of Torah and a meaningful and intentional Jewish life. I encourage you to watch it. It is well worth the listen. Chayei Sarah. This week, I had the honor to be in Denver, where I was part of a discussion that we were learning about legacies and how we can build a legacy, how we can understand the power of a legacy, our responsibilities of legacy, and we used Chayei Sarah. We used this Parsha to be the through line to understand this discussion about legacy. And many people were talking about how important it is for us to be proactive and to think about the future generations and what are the actions that we need to take in this life to be thinking about what the future holds in a way that we leave this world a better place than we found it. And then somebody, without prompting, remembered and reminded us that Rabbi Jonathan Sacks has a teaching that being part of the Jewish people is in and of itself a legacy that we inherit. So legacies are as much about what we inherit and how we got to this place as it is about what we're doing to put the future generation into a better place. So I thought a lot this week about different quotes and different lessons that I've learned around legacy. One of them was Mike Tyson was just interviewed by a young TikToker before the Tyson-Paul fight. And the question was to him, what do you want your legacy to be? And Mike Tyson's answer was, well, what does it matter? I think that is not really a smart question. People always talk about legacy, but you're dead. What does it matter? You're not even here anymore. Then Stephen Colbert once asked Keanu Reeves, what do you think happens when we die? And Keanu Reeves said, I think that the people who love us will miss us a lot. In a 1995 interview, Steve Jobs said that death is perhaps the greatest invention of life. And in Kohelet, in Ecclesiastes, there is a line, chapter 7, verse 2, that it is better to sit at a house of mourning than a house of feasting, because for all humans, that is the end, and they should put that on their hearts. I heard a story about a 92-year-old man who was very, very accomplished in his life. And an interviewer, a newspaper, was interviewing him for his 92nd birthday and noted, it looks like your life is a little bit backwards, that you've achieved so much already that by 92, you would think that people would be slowing down, but it seems like you're speeding up. What do you attribute that to? And the 92-year-old said, I have so much I want to achieve and accomplish in my life. And at 92 years old, I'm realizing that the window of opportunity is narrowing. So I have less time to do all of the things that I want to do. So that wisdom, like what Andy Dufresne said in The Shawshank Redemption, you got to get busy living or get busy dying. Abraham, at the beginning of this week's Parsha, Chayei Sarah, is at this remarkable crossroads in his life, this junction in his life. He had just nearly sacrificed his only child, the one that God promised would be the lineage of his many nations that he would be the father of. His wife, his partner, has just died. He's 137 years old, and he doesn't really have any legit claim or ownership of the land that God has promised him. Abraham realizes in this moment, in Chayei Sarah, that God may promise something to us, but that we have to take action. He has to do something to bring that promise into existence. And so Chayei Sarah, he buys the parcel of land which becomes the cave of Machpelah. He finds a wife for his son, Isaac, Yitzchak, and he has more kids, which I think is a conversation for another time. Steve Jobs in that 95 interview got the idea right, but the understanding wrong. He said that death is the greatest invention of life because that's how innovation happens, that an older generation dies off and allows for a young generation to come in and build new meaning. I think that he missed the boat here. Death is the greatest invention of life because it inspires us to action. When we recognize that our time on earth is finite and we have limited opportunities to achieve what it is we want to achieve to make the world a better place, then we have to kick our life into high gear and do something about it. I am learning more than I thought I would at this age that waking up every day is a gift. It is a blessing, and it is not something that we can take for granted. And that is the lesson of Chayei Sarah, that we have before us a choice of how we live our lives. Do we just sort of let it passively happen, or do we work every single day, not knowing when that time will come for us, but to recognize that we have an opportunity, we have purpose, we have meaning, and we have a chance to make a difference in this world, but that timeline is finite. There's that very often overused bumper sticker quote that to the world you may be one person, but to one person you may be the world. The actions that we achieve every single day when we wake up and work towards that have the power to bring us closer to Eden, to that Edenic experience, and to make the world a beautiful, magical place. And my blessing, my hope for this Shabbat is that each of us find the opportunities and the ways to wake up every single day with the clarity, the strength, the intention, and frankly, the courage to live each day with that level of action and that level of aspiration to honor the legacy we inherit and achieve the legacy to which we aspire. Shabbat Shalom.